There's a little bit of a delay between, yeah. Um, I think it's about a 5 second delay between what I see on the monitor. This on this monitor here, I have two monitors. On this one, which is to my right, which I don't know what you're seeing, um, that has OBS on it, and on this one here is YouTube. The what do you call it? Stream page. And I'm going to be doing yoga in a few minutes. Not drunk. Actually, I'm stopping drinking for a while. And like the last yoga I did, I drank. It wasn't like a whole jar of moonshine. It wasn't 32 ounces of moon. I'd be dead. Um, I think it was mixed like one eighth moonshine to so and he was saying, oh, it's going to mess you up, but no, what it did, it got me just drunk enough to want more. So I went out and got more beer, and the next morning, I felt great. I wake up at around 5 in the morning. I didn't get to sleep, and well, I passed out on the bed, and I was watching something on the computer. I forgot what the hell it was, and I fell asleep with the lights on, the computer on. I don't like to fall asleep with screens on. I don't like to fall asleep with the lights on because it's just going to wake me up early. I also like to keep sound as low as possible. I want as little stimulation as I can get in my sleep. Um, with the exception of like white noise, like a fan or something like that. Um, so I fell asleep around 1. I wanted to stay up till like 2. And just I had a lot of fun. Monday night was a lot of fun. But Tuesday morning, I had my upper body pull workout. I wasn't planning on drinking Monday at all. I wasn't planning on drinking till tonight. Um, but the thing is, I woke up at around 5. I got like I guess like about 3 or 4 hours sleep, and I felt fine. I felt just great. Had some fruit, made a cup of tea. And then as it got closer to like 9 o'clock, which is when I try to be at the gym, I was just feeling not awful, but just bad enough to where I couldn't go. So and that stuck with me. And it was the same way when I was quitting smoking cigarettes. When I quit smoking cigarettes, I had at first it was going to be my last cigarette. It was going to be a Nat Sherman Light. And I had a pack of 20 Nat Shermans, and I smoked them, and then I smoked Camel Wides I liked. Of course, there was always Marlboros, which were, standard. Parliaments, which, people told me, oh, it's got fiberglass in it. I don't think it did, but I don't care. I don't know what the hell they put in those damn things. There was a story that they added sugar to make it more addictive, to make it pass through the blood-brain barrier easier or something like that. I have no idea, and I don't care. I don't smoke anymore. But the end result was that my last cigarette was not a Nat Sherman, or it wasn't a Camel Wide. And for a while I was rolling my own before I quit. But my last cigarette was gathered from little cigarette roaches when I rolled my own, and I rolled a cigarette out of like cigarette roaches that had been recycled like 2 or 3 times before. So it was really disgusting. Um, I do plan on drinking again though. Just not anytime soon. And I want to get back into the weight loss. I always have been. I mean, I've been weighing myself 3 times a day, every day. I skip here and there. I mess up. But there's usually at least one entry a day, except for when I went to New York. Um, and yeah, I am serious about it. It's just I'm a goofy, silly, ridiculous person. Anyway, I'm going to set these up, and there they are in order. You're not going to be able to see them. And what I want to do, I want to set up a secondary camera that I can switch to. And I have an Olympus TG4, and I think that will do it. Not TG4, TG6. Uh, as I mentioned in the description, I'm not really adding any new poses to the routine. Um, I was thinking about something though, and that's exercises for the obese. And I was watching Alan Roberts, who I'm beginning to like less and less. And it's just my own personal thing. I have a feeling that anybody he coaches is getting top notch coaching. I just, our personalities aren't, compatible, I don't think. Um, but anyway, he was saying very, very appropriately to a lady who goes by the name, I think, Glitter and Lasers. I don't know her name, um, but she's very heavy, very obese. And she was on a treadmill, which is, that's what I do. Did an hour and a half today. 4.2 miles an hour, 6% grade. I was supposed to do 2 hours, but my headphone thing fell off and pissed me off really bad. These headphones right here. These are Sony. What the hell are they? Oh, I can't see the model name. Oh, wait, here it is. Sony 7506. MDR 7506 or 7605. I have no idea. There's $100 Sonys that you can get for like 80, $90 here and there. But they're awesome, except this thing. This thing pops off. So I'm going to super glue it or something. Um, but otherwise, they're fantastic. They're great headphones. Anyway, yeah, so I'm watching Alan Roberts, and he's talking about like how forceful she is in taking her steps. She doesn't roll. Like I'm less than 150 pounds right now. Actually, I'm like probably like 151. But I'm very careful not to do the impact, not to stomp hard. And when I'm walking around the house, I tend to walk on the balls of my feet, but I step lightly, you know. But this poor woman is boom, 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 uh, almost flat-footed, and he pointed that out that that's way too much for her weight. The stresses that she's putting on her legs are just way too much. So I was thinking about exercises obese people can do lying on their back, seated in a chair, and something that will actually burn calories, burn more calories than they usually do. Just a lot of it is a sedentary lifestyle, and a lot of it is computers. And we're in a part right now where you can fake a lot of stuff, not just Photoshop, but the AI nowadays. And I'm really into AI image generation, especially landscapes. That's really just like I haven't made more because I have plenty that I have to go through and modify in Photoshop. But oh my god, it's fun and it's great. Oh, and I got a tick bite. That's on the thumbnail. That tick bite right here. My first tick in Kentucky. I've had not hundreds, but I've had more than a dozen on Long Island. And if I stayed on Long Island, I would have dozens more. And I know a lot of people who have that not a lot, but I know actually one person personally almost who has that red meat allergy, tick-borne red meat allergy. That sucks. I feel for that guy. He's a friend of my brother's, and my brother and his circle make fun of him for it. So I don't hang out with them. On with the yoga. So this is like my standard routine, and starts off with what's called the mountain pose. I don't know um, the Hindi words for it. I'm not a trained yoga specialist or yoga yogi. I'm not, clearly not a guru of anything of the sort. Yeah, but I did look through this, and I put a lot of thought into this routine. So you're starting, or I'm starting like this, and it's an opportunity now to stretch the neck. variety of axes. And I used to do it in costume to music. And I had gotten to the point where, like right now, the connecting tissue in my neck is making all kinds of little popping noises. And I had gotten to where it was fairly quiet. There's a video, I don't know if I could find it, but it's on neck stretches, and he goes through, oh boy, the whole gamut. He moves his neck in ways that I didn't know necks could move. And shoulders and the spine. Oh! I had gotten to where I could go back pretty far. Not pretty far. I mean, you watch people do the limbo thing, and that's pretty wild. But ah, so I'm not drinking. You're gonna hear like more babble and less shit talking. That felt good. I did this Wednesday. I'm doing it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I'm not streaming on Wednesday because Wednesdays tend to be busy. I just want to, do it without turning it into a production. I'm thinking I should because, it takes about the same amount of time. No. Try it again. I'm going into the Warrior 3 pose, which my niece, who is a figure skater, is called the arabesque. For me, it's called the hard pose. But I was getting it for a while, and I'm trying to align my foot straight with my body, and it's starting to tell me that I shouldn't do that. I should keep my foot angled outward a bit. In the diagram on the card, the right foot is facing down. I like to, I like to do like the FTD flower guy, who is Hermes, Mercury. Wow. So I'm hoping in a month to have this down. Ah, and all the other, this whole thing isn't really part of the pose. It's just something I do because for some weird reason, being able to extend my leg out in front of me like this is very important to me. I don't know why. Shit. And I just remembered something. I'll be right back. Ah. Yeah, not that he's very clean. If you want, I couldn't remember what the hell Dairy Queen was called. Anyway, into the tree pose. I try to do the warrior pose like a few more times. But since I babbled for 10 minutes, I'm just going to get into what I'm doing. Tree pose. With this, I try to form a plane with my chest and my leg and my shoulder girdle. It doesn't always work. My balance is a little compromised. I guess because of the lack of alcohol. I wonder if I'm going to be able to do the back bridge. The seventh pose is a back bridge. Okay. Next is a lunge, and I've been doing the lunges the way I do them when I on my leg day, which is forward, then backward, then with the other leg forward and backward. When I do it in yoga, I do it differently, and I've been doing it the exercise way. I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to do it the way I used to do it. So, and it's a backward lunge, so it's a bit more exaggerated than when I go to the gym and I do lunges with weights. What would I do? Or this. All right. Ah. camera down. The remaining, well, not the remaining, the next four poses are prone is when you're down on your front. What is it called when you're down on your back? Recline? Anyway. Starts with the corpse pose, which is kind of like the mountain pose, except you're on the ground. Just a chance to stretch and fill with yourself. Next comes the knee to chest pose. I forgot. I don't know what the Hindi word is. I'm not being strict with my breathing. I'm kind of like burning through it now. Because I babbled so much in the beginning, I don't want this to be an hour long. I'm only doing like 2 breaths. And the next is the back bridge. Well, it just says bridge on the card. I may lose traction. I might have to grab a towel or something. I think I'm going to get grippy gloves, though. I think they got them at Walmart. I'll get them tonight. But I am worried about my hands losing grip. And I come smacking down on my head. I won't enjoy that. And this last one on my back is a reclined spinal twist. That's what I always liked. It almost made me feel like a synchronized swimmer. Okay. All right. The last four poses are standing, and they're generally, when I do the first four, I'm usually facing that way. There are two other cameras on the wall that malfunctioned when I got my new video card, but the thing is that I just probably have to reinstall the drivers and not be such a. But maybe I can do that during the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. Thursday is Thanksgiving here in the U.S. And but I got to babysit that night, so we're probably not going to have a Thanksgiving dinner. We may do it the Friday afterwards. We're babysitting, but we're doing it here, so I'm going to be here. So I'll do my yoga thing. I'll probably do it earlier, and I'm going to start babbling a lot less and just doing the. See, that's part of the reason why I used to wear this thing, and I had the music going, and it shut me the. Anyway, I'm going to start with the pyramid. And my nose is supposed to touch my knee, but it's not going to. The next one is the Warrior One pose, which is different than the Warrior Two pose that everyone seems to be familiar with, but the legs are configured the same way. Ah. Okay. Second to last one is a triangle. I'm supposed to touch my ankle. I'm not gonna. I'll come close. The thing is, though, there's such a tremendous urge to twist. And if I twist, I can touch my ankle, but I don't think you're supposed to. The lady on the card isn't twisting. She's bent over. Her spine is like from her hip, it goes straight like that. I can't bend that way. And I don't think I ever will. Ah, this feels good. It does. It feels really good to be doing this again. The thing is, though, is the last time I was doing this, I'm still doing my weight training and I'm still doing my cardio. But at one point, I started getting what's called nocturnal leg cramps. My mom had them right up until she died, and they are incredibly painful. And I was lucky that mine came from muscle fatigue, and all I have to do is defatigue my muscles. Um, but for other people, it's not that simple. But the thing is, though, the stretching that I do, and I call yoga, may have been a major contributor. Oh, shh. was like 151 before. I'm wondering if I lose any weight doing this. I think I was 151.2. Oh, I got a fart. I'm trying to keep my legs straight, but I don't want to lock my knees. I never want to lock my knees. I was watching, there's a guy, his name is Sean. Sean, his last name starts with an N. He's a really, really, really practical bodybuilder. I think he's natural. He looks natural. Oh, oh. What the hell was I going to talk about him? What was I going to say about him? He had something really, really, really. Oh, screw him. Oh, yeah, yeah, I got it. No, something I got from Shredded Sports Science, actually. There was a guy, real skinny guy, really skinny legs, and he had more than 1,000 pounds on the leg press, and he was locking his knees, and somebody had filmed him and didn't blur out his face, but Sean did blur out his face. The question the person who filmed him asked, "Would you help this guy? Would you go up and say something to him?" I wouldn't. I'm shy at the gym. I got people already dislike me because I'm so like quiet and I'm kind of nervous. I'm nervous. I am skittish. But the thing is, though, I would definitely be hurting for the guy because and oh god, it looked like his knees were about ready, his legs were about ready to snap in the wrong direction. Right here, like going the other way, and that I've seen video of that, and thankfully it was blurred out because that's something I never want to see, and it's something I certainly never want to experience. So I turned what should have been like a 16, 17 minute yoga session into a battle fest, but it feels good. Oh, it feels so good to be doing this again. I did an hour and a half of cardio this morning, and like it when I binge drink, I binge eat, and that's the problem. Um, and it's not a matter of the eating or the drinking; it's the binging, and it's the inability to say no to myself. So that's what I'm going to try to develop. And if you watch any of my past couple of yogas, I was drunk or getting drunk, and my demeanor is quite different. And I don't really pick fights. I don't even like to pick fights when I'm drunk. Uh, but the thing is, where the hell is Darius? I'm a spaz. Um, I'm not a confrontational person. I don't like to be. I do have a really strong urge to make fun of Alan Roberts, but I like, he speaks a lot of good truth. It's just I sometimes just want to make fun of him about it. Anyway, many blessings and many thanks. I'll be back maybe this evening, maybe later tonight. It's a little after 7 p.m. I'm going to take a ride to Dairy Queen for my sister because she wants ice cream. And then I'm going to come back. I should just make one hamburger, but I'm probably going to make two. With cheddar cheese and peppers and onions. And I should leave the cheese off. Then I want to do some recording, maybe. Hopefully. I really need to be doing this shit. Just like slacking off. So if I'm back later, I hope to see you then. Until then, take care and best wishes to you and all you love. Good health, good fortune, and lasting happiness.